So, you want to start stacking junk silver. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be talking about junk silver, how to stack it, what to avoid, and some general tips about stacking junk silver. Let's get right into it. First, let's define junk silver. Junk silver is referring to silver that is not pure or 999 fine. Specifically, when we talk about junk silver, we're talking about coins minted by a government like the United States that contain silver. You might be asking, what's so great about junk silver? Why should I stack silver that isn't even pure? Well, junk silver or constitutional silver has many benefits that make it one of the best additions to growing your stack. One of the main benefits is that it's the cheapest option for buying fractional silver. In the case that we ended up going back into a bartering system, having fractional silver would make it easier to buy smaller, less expensive items without needing to worry about change for like a 1 ounce coin. Another big benefit is that these coins already have value attached to them. So not only do these silver coins have a silver price, but they also have a denomination backed by a government. If you're thinking that fractional silver is a good idea, you still might be asking, why shouldn't I just go buy a 1/2 or 1/4 ounce triple nine fine coin? In all cases, fractional silver has a very high premium. The more you buy, the less the premium. On APMEX, with today's spot price of 1850, you can buy a 2015 4 nines fine 3/4 ounce silver gray wolf coin for 24.97 USD. If you buy a 20 coin roll of 90% silver half dollars from APMEX, the price is only $203.70. Two coins from that roll will equal around 3/4 of an ounce, and you'll end up paying around $20.38. There still is a premium attached, but $5 is quite a lot to save when it comes to buying silver. For the same price of that 3/4 ounce coin, you can buy an entire silver round, 1 whole ounce of silver. Okay, so now you're sold and want to know what are your best options for buying junk silver. Well, there are two main options you need to consider, the coin type and the purity. I'll be listing numbers from US coins, so if you're buying from other countries like Canada, make sure to research the numbers before buying. When it comes to the coin types, your main options are silver dollars, silver half dollars, silver quarters, silver dimes, and silver nickels. When it comes to purity, there are 90%, 40%, and 35%. Let's talk about purity. When it comes to buying silver, you want to buy as pure as you can get. For the most part, it's best to stay away from 40% and 35% silver coins. These coins include the 40% Kennedy half dollars that were minted from 1965 to 1970. There are also some 40% quarters and Ike dollars, but these were only made for proof sets, so they're not really easy to come across, and will have a much higher premium. As for 35% silver, there are the World War II silver war nickels. Nickel was a war metal at the time, so the government decided to substitute the nickel in the nickel for an alloy of 65% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. One thing that makes 40% and 35% coins look so enticing is that the premiums are significantly lower than 90% silver. This might be a good reason to buy, but remember, when you go to sell silver, the more pure, the less work is needed to make that silver pure. Having 40% or 35% silver might be harder to sell. In cases I've seen, war knuckles sometimes sell under spot because of how undesirable they are. I recommend buying 90% coins, but a few 40% half dollars are okay. I personally wouldn't stack the 35% war nickels. 90% on the other hand is great to stack. Your main options are going to be the Morgan and Peace dollars, your Walking Liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy half dollars, Standing Liberty quarters, Washington quarters, Mercury dimes, and Roosevelt dimes. When buying 90% junk silver, looking at the premium is key to making sure you make a good purchase. For starters, I would stay away from stacking the 90% silver dollars because these coins in okay shape usually charge a hefty 50% premium, in some cases even higher. This is a lot to pay for a single silver dollar. That isn't even 1 full ounce. You're better off stacking silver rounds over these coins. Your best option is going to be either a mix of half dollars, quarters, and dimes. The premiums for these coins range from around 29% to 34%. These numbers can vary, but these were what I found when recording this video with the current spot price. The lowest premiums I've found have been buying the random design silver dimes from APMEX, saving around 7 cents per coin, which adds up to being $3.50 to around $7 per 50 coin roll. In most cases, Roosevelt dimes, Washington quarters will be cheaper than their older counterparts. They also can have more silver since they are in better shape being newer. As for the half dollars, they usually all sell for the same price. But the same price doesn't mean that there isn't one best option. The best option for half dollars is going to be the 1964 90% Kennedy half dollars. Just like with the Roosevelt dimes and Washington quarters, the Kennedy half dollars are usually in better shape, meaning they do have a bit more silver. But this doesn't make old half dollars, quarters, and dimes a bad purchase and are still nearly just as good, but the newer coins are usually cheaper. If you're looking really far into the numbers, buying the newer coins are usually the best option, but buying old half dollars, quarters, and dimes are definitely not a bad thing, and I still recommend to buy some. But of course, buy whatever is cheapest because all that matters is how much silver you own, not how pretty the coins look. Now that you have bought a ton of junk silver, you might be wondering, where do you put it all? This might seem like common sense to some, but the safest way to store your junk silver is inside tiny coin tubes in a safe or an undisclosed location. I recommend buying a guard box to store your tubes in a nice, organized fashion. This also makes it easier to transport them. Of course, nothing is stopping you from loading them up into a money bag or a wooden chest. Do what makes you happy as long as the silver isn't getting damaged. Lastly, before I go onto my Excel spreadsheet and show the prices, I'd like to share a few tips for stacking junk silver. When buying $1 face value or the price in denomination for the coins, you'll be buying around 0.723 ounces of silver if the coins are in uncirculated condition. But in most cases, the coins will be circulated, so it'd be around 0.715 ounces. Keep this in mind when buying junk silver, as well as a way to track your purchases or sales. Another rule that some people follow is the X face value rule. For example, if you wanted to buy dimes, say you only want to buy each dime for times 15 face value. This would mean that you're only going to be buying the dimes for $1.50 each. It's good to have a max price to ensure you aren't going to be paying a very high premium, as well as to make sure you get your best price possible. Just make sure to update these numbers as the silver price fluctuates. Lastly, when it comes to commemorative coins, I recommend staying away from these since they usually have a high premium. There are a few exceptions, but I'll discuss those in another video. Now, let's hop over to that Excel spreadsheet. Hey guys, so this is my Excel spreadsheet. On the left side, I have all the different coins written out, and then I have the weight in silver, and then it calculates what the price in silver for each coin is. These numbers change every time I change the spot price. I'll try to put all the different coins in the description as well as their weight, just so you guys can use them in your own spreadsheets or to calculate how much silver you have. On the right side, I have a little calculator that helps me check prices and look for the premiums I'm paying, just so I make sure I'm making a good purchase. So all you have to do is put in the amount of coins you're buying and what the price you're paying is, and it will tell you how much you're paying per coin, how much premium over the price of silver you're paying, as well as the premium in a percent. As you can see down here with the dimes, I put in that random dime design right here for $94.77. Per coin, I'm paying $1.90, and that's a 56-cent premium. Right here, I put in just the Roosevelt dimes, and as you can see, I'm paying 7 cents more per coin, which ends up being around 3% more premium. So if I were to put in the Mercury dimes here, it comes out to being around $7 saved if I bought the random design one. So it's really good to make sure that you actually calculate what you're paying so you're not getting a bad deal. Because in the end, all of these dimes have the same amount of silver. So it's good to pay the cheapest option. One thing you'll have to consider is that all the weights listed are the exact weights of the coins. So that's not going to account for wear. So your numbers might be slightly off, but in the grand scheme of things, it won't really matter. This is just supposed to help you get a good idea of what you're buying so you're getting a good deal for your price. Just for fun, we're going to calculate how much a Morgan dollar would be because as you can see with the two other dollars, there's a pretty high premium. And I did use a middle number for these because I didn't want to just give the low ends. But for the Morgan dollar, we're going to put the low end for a coal around 27.99 on Atmex. That's a 49% premium. And this is for a coin that's in really bad shape. So it might not even have the same amount of silver in it because of how worn it is. So this might even be less silver and a higher premium. And if we were to update this number to a decent coin and what that price would be, you're basically going to be having a hefty 60% or more premium on just decent coins. So I really would recommend staying away from dollar coins. Your best bet is going to be dimes, half dollars, and quarters, and just making sure that you calculate the best deals because sometimes some dimes or some quarters can be cheaper than others. I'd also like to point out that the Standing Liberty quarters do have a lower premium, but remember, these are very worn. This price right here is for the dateless ones. So you're missing the dates, which is one thing, but also those coins are very worn. So you're going to be missing out on some silver. So just because the premium's lower on these doesn't mean that they are better than Washington quarters. Especially if you buy a lot of 1964 Washington quarters, they're going to be in very good shape. So they're usually going to be better to buy than the Standing Liberty quarters. Lastly, I didn't talk about any of the Barber coins or the coins before them, just because the premiums on those are getting very high because of the collectability that those coins have. So I would just say stay away from those because they're becoming very expensive. For fun, if you wanted to buy one because it's a good deal or just to have, that's fine. But for stacking purposes, unless you get them for the same price as other silver coins, they're basically something you want to stay away from. Lastly, I did mention commemorative coins, and that 2002 half dollar that I showed is 90% silver and it's from a silver proof set, so you're not going to find them in circulation. Coins like these, as well as the old 1925 half dollars or these other commemorative coins that the government has made, usually have a pretty high premium, so they're not worth buying. If you can get a good deal, some of them are maybe a good purchase. And again, I'll talk about that in another video because I do have some coins that I'd like to talk about. But for the most part, you're going to want to stay away from anything that's commemorative just because you pay way too much for the amount of silver in it. For collectability, they're great, but for stacking, it's a no. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all from me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and maybe learned something new. If you still have questions, feel free to comment down below, or if you just want to share your stack or what coins you like, I'll try to respond to everyone as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching, and please subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, and hit that like button. I'm going to be trying to post videos every week, so if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below. I've got a few in mind, but any new ideas are welcome. I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.